our way to document the bark beetle destruction in the Colorado Rocky Mountain National Park. Starting to see some lodgepole damage from the bark beetle as we get up into these higher altitudes. Wow. Alright, so I'm here at Rocky Mountain National Park with Chelsea, a very informed ranger who's been telling us about the bark beetle impacts to the park. I'm holding a little sample of 2 bark beetles. They're about the size of a grain of rice. Very small, but not insignificant. Chelsea, could you tell us a little bit about what we're standing next to and basically a little bit about the bark beetle's impacts to the forest?
Yeah, so we are standing right near one of the lodgepole pine trees of Rocky Mountain National Park. This is a tree that has grown up in Rocky. It's a native tree to the area. The beetles are also a native tree to the area, and this is the preferred host to what we refer to as the mountain pine beetle. So as a mountain pine beetle emerges in the summer, it can come into these trees. It bores through the bark of the trees, hence the name bark beetle. If a tree is healthy enough, it can pitch that beetle out using its sap, but unfortunately, because of conditions within our forest, a lot of these trees aren't healthy enough to do that, and they succumb to the beetle. The beetle gets inside the tree, gets into the bark, it spreads a fungus to the bark, which will eventually overwhelm the tree and kill the tree.
Now, could you tell viewers, what does this have to do with climate change, and how is climate change leading to more bark beetle destruction?
Definitely. So climate impacts have a big role in bark beetle and the epidemic levels of bark beetles that we're seeing in the park right now. When the beetle bores into a tree, it can lay eggs. Those eggs will larvate, and those larvae will then stay underwintered in the bark. And if it's cold enough temperatures in the wintertime, the larvae have potential to be frozen out, they'll die, and they won't emerge the next years as adult beetles. But we haven't seen cold enough temperatures in our winter times in Rocky Mountain National Park since the early 80s. So without that cold temperature, that means that all the beetles are able to become adults. The next year, they'll become an adult form, they'll fly out of the tree, they'll find a new host tree, and they'll get into that tree, spread the fungus, and the cycle goes on and on and on to the point now that we're seeing epidemic levels of the beetle in the park.
Wow, thank you. We're about to tour a little bit through some higher elevations and capture some of the footage of the widespread bark beetle destruction of the forest. But right now we're going to get out of the rain because it's starting to come down on us. Thanks.